It's perfect for work that is too heavy or cumbersome to pass over a stationary cutter on a table saw or a router table. You will also need a 6-inch bar clamp for the first and last cuts on the workpieces, as well as a workbench and a vise or a series of clamps to hold the work down securely. The box joints are cut using a series of incremental passes. For cutting the joints, you'll need a 1/2-inch collet router, a 3/4-inch diameter bushing, and a 1/2-inch diameter bit. Spiral upcut bits are excellent for cutting solid woods, and we recommend them. Select a router bit with the shortest possible cut length. Here are
the Bora saw plate. Add the Bora saw plate to your WTX clamp edge, ensuring you get an even more precise cut with practically no effort. That's because with a Bora saw plate, your circular saw cannot drift off course. The Bora saw plate is specially designed with an adjustable guide that fits straight edges up to 3.5 inches wide. Now your circular saw will glide smoothly and in a perfectly straight line along the WTX clamp edge rail. Your saw can't wander or twist during cutting, so there's no binding or stalling when a blade goes slightly offline. The Bora saw plate works with any right or left-handed circular saw. First, adjust the saw's blade for the depth you want to cut. Then, slip the saw's base plate under the 2 plate clamps and tighten the screws. Secure the back of the saw plate by tightening the adjustable spring clamp. Slip the Bora saw plate onto your WTX clamp edge and align your cut utilizing the saw plate blade indicator, which is aligned directly with the saw's blade. Now you're ready to make perfectly straight cuts every time.
So we built a versatile 6-in-1 shop gauge that utilizes stainless steel gear racks with 32nd inch and swappable metric steps to precisely lock in the tool scales. We also added handy layout features that make the tool perfect for these 6 reference options. Lock in the desired height, then adjust your router bit or table saw blade. Then on the opposite side of the tool, you can use the same scale and integrated V-groove to bring a stop collar up to the end of the sliding block. Find the exact center of a board by placing the feet on the opposite sides of a workpiece. Move the sliding block past the end of the feet and you have a marking gauge. Plus, there's a notch in the center of the sliding block to keep your pencil properly positioned. Using the same scale and positioning as the marking gauge mode, you can check the depth of rabbets and shoulders to make sure they match your desired setting. It's a perfect go, no-go gauge. Last but not least, there's a 3/16 inch diameter rod with a scale to read the depth of any hole or narrow groove.
These revolutionary new turning tools feature razor-sharp replaceable carbide inserts that have been carefully engineered to cut cleaner and last longer than any other carbide insert on the market. Shaping your project with Ultra-Shear tools couldn't be simpler. First, adjust your tool rest so the cutting edge is on the center line of your lathe. Keep your tool level with the floor and press into the stock, moving side to side, creating the profile you want. Use the square insert tool for initial roughing and for outside curves or beads. the round insert tool for inside curves, or coves. The round insert also works great for homing bowls. The sharp detail tool inscribes precise lines to accent your work. There's also an optional radius detail tool for fine beads and coves. Now, here's the feature that separates Ultra-Shear from all the others. When your project is nearly complete, roll the tool right or left on your tool rest until it's sitting flat on one of the alternate bearing surfaces. Now the cutting insert is on a 45-degree angle to the stock. Make another, lighter cut, still keeping the tool level with the floor. You'll notice the cut is cleaner, needing little or no sanding. Let's take a closer look at how each component of the Ultra-Shear tool comes together to make the best carbide insert turning tool on the market. The tool shank is milled from a special chromoly steel, tough enough to be used for NASCAR roll cages. After machining, the shanks go through a two-stage heat treating process that makes the shaft rigid and smooth, minimizing vibration and making the tool glide easily across your tool rest. And the sides are tapered to prevent interference in your tightest cuts. The seats for each insert are carefully designed to provide full support, bracing the insert with at least 3 points of contact. The tool handles are turned from rock maple with a hand-rubbed oil finish. Aircraft-grade aluminum ferrules support the handle where the tool shank is pressed in, and the end cap protects the handle from splitting and indicates the tool's shape and size. You'll never pull the wrong tool out of the rack. The cutting inserts are formed from a nano-grain carbide, and the materials in the carbide matrix have been carefully blended to make sure the inserts are tough as well as fine-grained. When an edge finally dulls, just loosen the screw and rotate the cutter to a fresh edge. When all edges have been worn, simply replace the insert with a new one. Available everywhere Ultra-Shear tools are sold. Plus, each tip is laser engraved with its replacement part number. No need to try and hunt up an old package when it's time for a replacement.